Yes, check in. Welcome back again to the channel, guys. Boy, do I look alive earlier on? Had some difficulty. So, you don't know. I do it over back and nothing. Because we love the sports like that. So, we are just a shot it over back. Yeah. Because you don't know we say no umpis kumpy thing. So, if the thing I glitch, you have to fix things. So, yes. Back again upon the live. So, as I said, the Premier League is back. This weekend was a bit crazy, man. Being a Liverpool fan, as I said, must be disappointed. Points drop and miss opportunities. So, a lot of points drop this weekend. Miss opportunities. You don't know, say, this is going to be a challenging season. This season is going to be a challenging season. Nobody's going to run away with this one. So we just want to get into it right away. Yes, because a week 6 roundup, and as we said, Crystal Palace and Brighton will be played tomorrow. And Crystal Palace and Brighton will be playing tomorrow. Yes, Angie, thanks for checking in. Wagwan, yeah? How you been doing? How the juvenile? How many niece are going with? I run up and down and talk be things. Yeah, as we said, Crystal Palace. My apology, not Crystal Palace. Yeah, Crystal Palace. I was right. Crystal Palace and Brighton will be playing tomorrow. So Brighton have a chance to go to the top of the table because they are currently on 12 points. If they manage to beat Crystal Palace tomorrow, they can go on 15 points and go in first position. Yeah, so that is the only match that hasn't been played over the weekend, has it? So that will be playing tomorrow. So it's next up Southampton versus Wolverhampton. And we have to say big up to Raul Jimenez for finding the back of the net first goal from his horrific injury. He was out quite a while with that head injury that he had received. But Southampton tried their utmost best. 18 shots, 6 on target, 57% possession, while Wolves 5 shots, 3 on target, 43% possession. But as I said, Raul Jimenez in the 61st minute scored a decisive goal and managed to give his side the victory. Both sides finished with 5 corners apiece. So Wolves now move up to 14th position in the table. From their 6 games, they had won 2, draw 0, and lose 4. They now have 6 points. So in their last 5 games, they managed to win 2 and lose 3. While Southampton is 16th in the table, 6 points, haven't managed to a victory. Oh no, 0 victory, 4 draws, 2 defeat. They sit on 4 points. That's a bit crazy, man. Southampton hasn't received gotten a win from the season. That's a bit rough on Southampton. Yes, Andrine. I said she's okay, giving a lot of trouble, yeah? I go out with weird things, attack and all these things. You say she attack? For real, it's been a while. So we're at in it. So I just went to Southampton and Wolves now. Newcastle versus Watford. Both teams play to a 1-1 draw. Sean Longstaff managed to struck in the 23rd minute to give Newcastle the lead. Then Ishmael Sarr scores in the 72nd minute for finding the equalizer. But Ishmael Sarr is doing things for Watford, man. Liverpool was looking at him at one point. wanted him to come to Liverpool. But I think one of the reasons why this deal kind of collapsed somewhat because of the only African players will be have at the club. Because gone are the days, even if it's just for a little while, they used to have the African Nations Cup in January. So when they managed to have the African Nation Cup in January, they lose a lot of players to these cups. Yeah, for real and Jean, say she go on with a bag of thing attack and all these things, yeah? Run up and down and I give pure trouble. So as I was saying, Ishmael Sarr, Liverpool was looking at him at one point before we got relegated with Watford, then managed to do one season down in the championship, then they get back promoted. And as I said, it's because when January and the African Nation Cups come around, you're going to lose your players, and most of the time you're losing your best players. So for Liverpool in January, it's going to be a bit difficult if the African Nation Cup keeps next year, January, because then we'll be losing Salah, Mane, Navigator. So if we'd have gotten Sarr, that will be 4 players will be lost. Matip is an African, but he no longer play for his country. So we maybe would have lose 3 to 4 players to the African Nation Cup. And depending on how far they reach in the tournament, how badly you'll be affected. But as I said, Watford, 53% possession, while Newcastle, 47% possession. Well, hard fought draw. Watford end up with 5 corners, while Newcastle 6 corners. So Watford now sits in 12 spots in the table with 7 goals, 7 points. They had win 2 matches from their 6 matches, drawn 1 and lose 3. So in the last 5 games, they have lost 3 games, win 1 and draw 1. So for Newcastle sitting in 17th position. They haven't won a game all season. So Newcastle haven't won a game, Southampton haven't won a game, Leeds haven't won a game, Burnley haven't won a game, Norwich haven't won a game. So it's basically 5 teams haven't won a game all season. So Newcastle sits in the 17th spot on 3 points, coming from their 6 game, 0 win, 3 draws, 3 lost. So in the last 5 games, they managed to draw 3 and lost 2. So just we're now at Leeds versus West Ham. West Ham managed to run away with this one 2-1. Escape actually with this one, finding the win on the 98th minute. But before we get to that, Rafinha struck the opening goal for Leeds in the 19th minute. Then Junior Firpo scored an own goal for West Ham, giving them the equalizer. That must be harsh on him. Then Michael Antonio struck in the 90th minute. Reggae Boys, of course, Jamaican player. I'm happy that he's still finding the back of the net, and I hope him can deliver for Jamaica, because we're struggling on that. Struggling to find goal scorer. We need a prolific forward. We need to find a goal scorer for the national team. So keeping my finger crossed, Michael Antonio can be the man to deliver. So we're saying that Southampton had 20 shots, 7 on target, 46% possession, while Leeds has 15 shots, 5 on target, 54% possession. Leeds managed 5 corners while West Ham managed 7 corners. West Ham now sit 7th in the table. From their 6 games, they had won 3, draw 2, lose 1, sits on 11 points. So from their last 5 games, they had won 2, draw 2, win 2, draw 2, and lose 1. So that's a pretty decent start for West Ham. Only managed to lose 1 game. That's a good start. But can't say the same for Leeds. Leeds is having a poor start. Leeds sits in 18th in the table from their 6 games, 0 draws, 0 victory, I should say, 3 draws, 3 defeat. Sits on 3 points from their last 5 games, 3 draws, 2 defeat. So guys in the chat, please remember to like the video. Yeah. So we just did Leeds West Ham. No, we're at Everton Norwich. Everton managed to win this game 2-0 against Norwich. Norwich is having it pretty hard, unable to get a victory, unable to get a point on the board. Andre Townsend struck it on the 29th minute from the penalty spot. Then Abdullahi Dakor scoring the 77th minute to give Everton a 2-0 victory. Everton managed 11 shots, 4 on target, while Norwich 10 shots, 2 on target. Norwich ironically have 54% possession, while Everton 46% possession. But I guess that's a bit even in terms of possession. Norwich managed 4 corners, while Everton 6 corners. So that puts Everton 5th in the table. From their 6 game played, they had won 4, drawn 1, lose 1, sits on 13 points. That's a pretty decent start also for Everton. New coach, former Liverpool coach Rafael Benitez, seems to be doing the business at Everton. In their last 5 games, they have won 3, draw 1, lose 1. So that's a pretty decent start for Everton. While Norwich now is having the total opposite. They're at the bottom of the table, 20th position in the table. From their 6 games, 0 victory, 0 draw, 6 defeat. They sit on 0 points. This is the only team in the league that haven't picked up a point within the 6 games. So it's a bit, but they had a rough start to the season. They played Liverpool. They played who again? City, I think. So they played, and then now they played Everton. So they play a lot of tough team within this 6 game period. They also played one of their rivals that came up with them in the championship was Watford. So they played some pretty tough teams. So after this 6 game, maybe turn for the better, hopefully for their sake. They can pick up a few points. Going to the next round of games, because it's a bit challenging for them. But we're now at, we covered Everton, Norwich, 3 games so far, 4, yeah. So four games so far. So we're now at Leicester Burnley. It's a 2-2 draw. Jamie Vardy seems to be scoring left, right, and center, even for the opponent. So Jamie Vardy struck for the opponent with an own goal in the 12th minute for Burnley, putting them 1 up. Then he managed to find the back of the net for his team in the 37th minute, finding the equalizer. Then Cornet struck in the 40th minute, going in, taking a 2-1 lead into the break, but came out and in the second half of the game, Leicester was up for it, running, trying to claw them back, and none other than Jamie Vardy struck in the 85th minute. So Leicester managed 22 shots, 5 on target, while Burnley 9 shots, 3 on target. Leicester with 68% possession, while Burnley are now more offensive. They're not so sitting so deep anymore. They are trying to come out of their shell a bit, trying to mix it up a bit to catch people off guard. But it's a good look for Burnley, even though on the table they're sitting 19th position. So from their 6th game, although they haven't managed to pick up a victory, they have 2 draws, 4 losses, and they have 2 points from their last 5 games, 3 defeats and 2 draws. On the other hand, Leicester, 13th position, 13th spot in the table from their 6th game, 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 defeat. They're on 7 points from their last 5 games, 3 defeat, 1 draw, 1 victory. But for me, not Everton, my apology, Leicester seems to be struggling a bit this season, getting off the ground. They're not so consistent. Last season they were very consistent in the start of the season and also the season before. So I don't know. Maybe it's a transition now or it's taking a toll to be. So because it's teams that play high tempo football. After a three-year period, they tend to, if you don't rejuvenate the squad, they tend to get off the boil. They're going to have a poor season. So I don't know. As all, it looks like this season is going to be Leicester poor season after back-to-back contesting for top 4. This season for me, for them, look like they're in big trouble. But I know no, they recruited, getting some players, bringing players like Daka. So I don't know if Daka can be the man to help with the goals, because Jamie Vardy been carrying this Leicester team for quite a while now. And I've said kudos to Jamie Vardy, big up to Jamie Vardy, still delivering, finding the back of the net twice, still doing the business. So big up to Jamie Vardy. Never say die attitude. It's always fighting hard, but to me, this season for Leicester is a troubled season. 3rd season for a side that play at full high intensity. Always go after boy if you don't revamp your squad, if you don't recruit well. But Leicester always seems to have an eye for recruiting. So I guess they're handling their business, but on the table now, it don't look like that. It look like them struggling on the table. So next is Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa managed to nick it in the 88th minute, 1-0. Courtney Os Hause. Courtney House managed to struck in the 88th minute, nicking the victory for Aston Villa. Aston Villa had 7 shots, 3 on target, while Manchester United had 28 shots, 4 on target. Manchester United had 60% possession, while Aston Villa 40% possession. This game was a tricky, weird game. Both teams had 5 corners. Manchester United dropped down to 4th position, still on 13 points. So even though they had lost, the gap isn't wide because Liverpool failed to capitalize on this weekend round of fixtures. But from their 6 game, Manchester United won 4, draw 1, lose 1, sits on 13 points. From their last 5 games, 3 victories, 1 draw, 1 loss. So from their last 5 games, they managed to drop 5 points. Aston Villa sit 8th in the table. From their 6 games, they won 3, draw 1, lose 2. Sit 10 points from the last 5 games. They win 3, lose 1, draw 1. So Aston Villa seems to be doing not too bad post Grealish. So they seem to finding the goals all over the park, sharing the goals because there's no Grealish now. So person stepping up, sharing the goals. So that's a good look for Aston Villa. Mid-table, they're looking to trying to push for Europe. They now have the Conference League, so the teams that finished 7th play in the Conference League. So top 4 goes to the Champions League. 5 and 6 play in the Europa League. 7th play in the Conference League. Tottenham is currently playing in the Conference League. So it's now 3 spot for grabs. So team like West Ham, Aston Villa, Everton will be gunning for these places. Leicester. Yeah. But it's funny though, Manchester United, man like Ole, Gola Solskjaer, complaining prior to this game about a certain coach making a comment. From the certain coach made the comment, referee seems to not giving them any penalty. That certain coach he's referring to is Jurgen Klopp. Yes, made the comment last season. And as he said from the ref, hear these comments from Klopp, they are a bit reluctant to give them penalties. But he had cried for his penalty, gotten it today. Man like Bruno stepped up, and Bruno missed a match equalizing penalty in the 93rd minute. Could you believe that? Basically, last kick of the game. Don't know if it's the pressure of Christie getting to him, cannot manage the pressure. And Manuel, it's a bit weird. They have been cropping up a lot of losses. Lose 1 in the Champions League, dropped out of the Carabao Cup. So that's 2. Lost 1 now in the Premier League. So they've been dropping a lot of points. So if you count the Carabao Cup and the league, they have back-to-back defeat. So back-to-back defeat don't look so good. But as I said, this season is a long season. Can't really judge on 6 games into the season. I believe once you reach about 10 to 15 games, the contender will separate themselves, and then they can better differentiate and have an idea who is going to challenge, who is going to do what. But for me now, even though they drop points, they draw, and now they lost over the weekend, they're still at 6 and 13 points, and the lead is basically 1 point different. Worst case scenario, Brighton wins and go on 15. Is 2 points different. So nobody separates themselves as yet. So it's still close. But the cracks are opening for the Manchester United team. Fans must be worried. But as I said, I don't think it's time to concern yourself too much as yet, because the season is pretty much young. 6 games into the season. But you don't want to, winning becomes a habit, and also losing. You don't want to drop in that rut where you're just losing games. It breeds lack of confidence once you start dropping points like this. And it's not good for team morals. But for me, I know man like Willie say I keep bashing coaches and all of that, but the funny thing about it is when a team lose, it don't matter what. Bruno could have kick away the equalizing penalty. Go and come back down to the coach. That's how it is. That's how football is. It's kind of unique. It is unique. It's different from a lot of professions. Sports is different. So sports in itself is unique. Once the team is not doing well, person go and say the coach not good enough or all these things. But as I said before, when I was doing my predictions, my question was, I know Christy is going to score a goal. Anywhere Christy goes, he will score a goal. That is not my question. My question was, does Oli know to pick this team and pick a balanced team? He wants to still play a double pivot. With this squad, I don't think a double pivot is needed. But can any one of the pivot play on them own? No. Even if you're using a double pivot, I think man like Van der Beek could do well in this Manchester United team. He's not getting his opportunity. Same like how Minamino is struggling to get his opportunity at Liverpool. They can offer so much more. But I think sometimes coach need to let go from them favorite and just use your squad. Play players who is on form. Coaches tends to go with who they value, who they think is, even when they're out of form, they force it and still play them. But when I get to Liverpool game, I will discuss that. Because that I think is what cost us this weekend. So we're now at the covered, yeah, we're now at the match of the round, which is Chelsea versus Manchester City. Two favorites to go for the title before a ball was kicked. Chelsea challenging the champion. That's how most of the pundit put it. Say they see Chelsea and City competing for the title. So it was a clash of potential champions. Who was going to become the victor? Who is going to set the benchmark? As I said, season is still relatively young, but these games are important. These games breed confidence in your team when you're coming up against your rival. And Gabriel Jesus struck on the 53rd minute after say, give him credit, because when the ball deflected, I think it was a shot, and somehow it reached to him. He composed himself. I think it was about 3 defenders around him. He didn't panic, didn't swing, pull back the ball, take an extra touch, and create that space, create that bit of luck, because it was slightly defected. Got a little nick on one of the players. I think it was Georgino. But I have to say, big up to Jesus, because he created that space and he executed. So Man City had 15 shots, 4 on target, while Chelsea have 5 shots, 0 on target. Extremely poor. Not seeing Dino tonight to defend his team, but for me, Chelsea poor. Lukaku come up blank against one of his rivals. Couldn't manage to find the back of the net against Liverpool. No, couldn't manage to find the back of the net against City. For me, though, Lukaku will score a goal, but I want to know if Lukaku, big money signing Lukaku, will score when it really matters. That money cried. Never walk alone. Big up, big up. Big up. Thanks for checking in. Like the video. So as I was saying, I know this whole heap of hype about Lukaku, but for me, his two test safari has failed miserably. I haven't managed to find the back of the net against Liverpool. I haven't managed to find the back of the net against City. But all the hype around Chelsea, City kind of give them a slap in them face today because they were so timid. Chelsea was quite disappointed from a neutral perspective. I was watching it. 5 shots, 0 on target, not good enough, Chelsea. They were so defensive. Chelsea managed 4 corners while City 13 corners. City with 59% possession. Chelsea with 41% possession. City now leapfrog them. City is now second, same amount of points. From their 6 games, they managed to win 4, draw 1, lose 1. So from City last 5 games, they win 4 and draw 1. From Chelsea, 6 games, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. So from Chelsea last 5 games, 3 victory, 1 draw, 1 loss. So Chelsea now sits in third position. Yes, Mr. Wright. So, well, what do you have to say about your team today? Good performance. Yeah. North London Derby. I was talking about it before you jump on the lives. I was saying like Hurricane for me cost Tottenham the game today. And I know he's the captain and all that, but sometimes I don't know. The coach, it seems like the coach and his tie. You have to play him. What else can he do? He don't really have much to choose from. But for me, Hurricane, the first goal and the last goal, he causes his team. They were flat and he must now realize that the window is closed and he's a Tottenham player. Not until January. So he must just angling business. He's a professional player. That's what he's been paid for. So he must just fix things because it's creeping into the team. They were flat. It's been a while since I see a London derby, and I can say yes as a neutral. It has been poor. When Chelsea played Tottenham, it has been poor, one-sided. Arsenal today run away with it, one-sided. For the winning fans, though, they must feel good, and I have to say big up to Arsenal because Arsenal conceded 9 goals. North London is red. Yes, my boss, North London red. I may have to say big up to Arsenal because guess what? Here we go. In their first 3 games, Arsenal conceded 9 goals. And in their last 3 games, they only conceded 1. So they're stepping up, man. Looking better for Arsenal supporters, looking better. Because today the stadium was rocking, man. Fans them turn out supporting their team, putting them trust in Arteta. So it is what it is. Nine goal conceded in the first 3 games. No, 1 goal against them in the last 3 games. And Tottenham seems to doing the opposite. Tottenham came out the blocks firing, beating the champion 1-0 on opening day. Now they have conceded 9 goals in their last 3 games. So it's a bit weird, but I have to say big up to Arsenal. They played well today. Tottenham allowed them the space and time on the ball, and they did make use of it. Won the game in the first half. All they had to do in the second half was just to tuck in and just don't give Tottenham any space. And as I said, Tottenham coming off the break, Hurricane got a beauty of a chance and he fluffed his line. So, as I said, football is a weird career, a weird sports, a weird profession. If your head is not into it, you will not do nothing, no care how good you are. And that's how Hurricane looked today. He was flat. Lucas Moura was the only one that's trying. Straight up until the 90th minute. He even struck the bar. Nobody else was doing anything. Dele Alli, flat. They were Højbjerg was supposed to be the only midfielder. There was no midfield. And as I said, big up to Arsenal. You overran them. The midfield was on point today. Because what? You have to do what you have to do what you have to do. You have to play what is in front of you. And Tottenham did the turn up and you make very much good use of it. So I have said big up to all the Arsenal fan them getting a little breather. Yeah, 3 on the bones. It's been a while since Arsenal can say that. But for Arsenal not in Europe, this is an opportunity for them to kind of get more training time under them belt, get more rest under them belt, fresher coming to the game, especially when each side have a midweek game and your game coming up, fresher coming to those games. So more energy and all that. So big up to Arsenal. And as I was saying, Manchester, where I was, City against Chelsea. Yeah, City basically give them a slap in them face and make them know what time it is. Because no disrespect to the Chelsea fans, them. No disrespect to Dina. Big up to Dina. And the last live, I was saying, Dina, man, the man don't do nothing yet. You have to wait till the man do something in the league before you give him all that. We say Aubameyang sizzle today. Can't chat to Aubameyang. He's back. Finding the back of the net today. Crucial moment. Struck in the 27th minute. Yeah. It was a good counter attack. And he managed to put it away. And as I said, Smith Rowe coming up chumps in the 12th minute. Good build-up play as well. And they managed to capitalize on that. Then the third goal, as I said, Harry Kane wasn't in the mood. Passed the ball to him and he was there standing still. They win it. Odegaard had a good game. Odegaard had a good game today in midfield. But as a Shaka pick up an injury. So I don't know. When the guy tackled Lucas Moura, he fell on his legs. So maybe he'll be out for some time. Not sure how severe it is. But Lucas Moura fell on his leg. It was an accidental contact. And Lucas Moura fell on his leg is his side fell on his leg and him foot kind of. One time I wonder if I broke him foot, but it don't look like it broke. But I don't know how serious it is if it damaged him near or whatever. But he may be out for a couple of days. But Shaka was in there roughing up Tottenham midfield. Yeah, doing his thing as usual. Yeah. But match of the round after the London derby, match of the round was really to see what Chelsea have to offer. Can they make a statement? They bottle under the pressure. Percy will say 2-1-3 in a row, but this is a new season. What happened last season doesn't count. Because Man City can say, yeah, you win 3, but we win the league and them are going to say them win the Champions League. But this season is a first season. And first match up, round 6. City came out, the blocks flying, man. Give them no chance. No chance. Man like Bernardo Silva, man of the match for me today. He was excellent in midfield, picking up the second ball, picking up the loose ball, driving forward, coming for the ball shot. They could have touched him today, man. Slippery. He was all over Chelsea today. And as I said, extremely poor from Chelsea. 0 shot on target in a big match like this. Not good enough. They were flat. And in this game as well, two things happening in this game as well. City, knowing that they needed this victory, had to get Kevin De Bruyne on the field. And I like that, you see? When you're playing these big games, your big players, even if they're not 100%, you have to get them on the field, get them on the pitch. If them can go 60, then you sub them. That's what Pep did. Phil Foden One of his key player, not 100. Kevin De Bruyne, not 100. Conte for Chelsea was also not 100. Three of them started in this game. Yeah, man. Yeah, man like Shaka work to them, man. I can't knock him. I don't run for knock him same while and him a rain here. But as I always said, every side need one of them man, but he have to just do it with sense. But he was on the ball today. Play a brilliant game in midfield, man. Him and Party. Party had a good game today as well. Yeah. Struck one from outside of the box too. Party had a pretty decent game. As I said, Arsenal midfield outrun Tottenham. Tottenham was nowhere to be found today. Arsenal midfielders, Odegaard had a good game. Smith Rowe him tracking back, blocking one. Yeah, they played well today. They were up for the challenge today. They were up for bragging rights today. They were up to ensure that North London is red, as you say, my general. Big up. The man them show out today. Yeah. And as me I say, Nana Chelsea fans and I chat for defend them side, Nana City fans, but big up to Shady Mar, City man. Back among the thing. Second, last 5 game, win 4, draw 1. So, but for me, this season is a bit tricky. You can't manage to make the leading pack leave you because there's no room for error this season. Yeah, and then I'm going to just jump right into Liverpool, Brentford, and for that reason, I am disappointed with this result. Newly promoted Brentford, man, them run like crazy, man, like men's possessed today, and I have to say big up to the Brentford for, never say their attitude. Yeah, Brentford, never say their attitude, man. Big up to them. This game was a crazy game, swinging back and forth. Yeah, but the first goal that we conceded, Fabinho, man, fell asleep. I don't know how he allowed that mistake. And for me, this was one of the worst games I see my side. This was one, Van Dijk was horrible. My entire backline was horrible in this game. Poor. The worst I see my backline for this longest while. This is basically my starting backline, and they were horrible. Van Dijk here coming back from a long-term injury, you have to be patient with him. That's why Klopp is rotating him. I can understand that. Klopp is rotating him because coming off of that serious injury. But for me, this was opportunity miss. Knowing that your rivals coming up against each other. Yes, Chelsea was playing City on the weekend. You know that. You have to maximize. No way you could be dropping points. No disrespect to Brentford, but you score 3 goals against Brentford and don't come away with a victory. That's not good enough. Not for me. Yeah, you can say the season is a long season and 1 point better than 0. You go away in the Premier League and manage to get a draw. That's good on the wider scheme of things. Because when you play away and you come away with a draw, that's good. But this is Liverpool Football Club playing a newly promoted team. For me, that wasn't good enough. For me, I am disappointed. But as I said, big up to Brentford. They play like men possessed. But, Smith Rowe look promising. Want him keep up that run off form. Yeah, get a call up for England squad. 2022 World Cup. Well, it's going to be tough because England have a lot of wingers. But him can play inside of the midfield. He can play central as well. He can play in the number 10. But England, as I said, if him keep up in form, him can get a call up. Yeah. Because man like Greenwood, where they were him in and around the squad as well, Ford in and around the squad, so it's a lot of competition. England producing a lot of youngsters right now, and they're almost at the same age, so it's going to be difficult. Some people going to get left behind because they're basically at the same age group. All of these players coming out of England now, they're at the same age, range from 19 to 25, basically everybody is. So it's not like you have a lot of 30-year-old. You have Henderson. Outside of Henderson, who else you have? I think Henderson is supposed to be the oldest player on the team. Then you have Hurricane. You don't have a lot of old players. You don't have a lot of players 29, 30, 31. So the players that is available now that is doing their thing relatively are the same age. So it's going to be tough. You have Greenwood, you have Rashford, you have I can't remember some of them. Curtis Jones maybe not ready for the grade 8. You have Curtis Jones from Liverpool 19, him not ready for Euro 8. But him have the potential. There's a lot of young players out there who have the potential where can get the job done. But coach in England, not good enough star. Not good enough. Him have a lot of talent, but him don't know how to use them. Yeah, definitely don't know how to use them. But as I said, Brentford, first top flight since 1946-47 season. Yes, that's how long Brentford haven't seen the Premier League. But big up to them for playing, as I said, like men possess. They were all over Liverpool. I'm have to say big up to them. Liverpool, I don't know if them coming to this game complacent, thinking, yeah, it's newly promoted, so them going to be a walkover. No. They got a wake-up call because Brentford managed to find the lead in the 27th minute. And then Diego Jota equalized in the 31st minute. Then Mohamed Salah from a beautiful pass from Fabinho, making up for his earlier mistake. Struck in the 54th minute. Then Brentford back again, 63rd minute. Yeah. From Janelt. Janelt struck for them in the 63rd minute. Then Curtis Jones in the 67th minute. A beauty. That was a cracker from Curtis Jones. Yeah, get that slight deflection, but that was a beauty. Then make a change in and bring on what's his name? Visa. Struck in the 82nd minute, finding the equalizer for Brentford. Brentford have 12 shots, 4 on target. Liverpool have 16 shots, 6 on target. 68% possession for Liverpool, while Brentford 32% possession. So Brentford with their 32% possession were more effective than us. Brentford managed 2 corners. We have 11 corners. Didn't manage to score any from that. Didn't manage to capitalize from all those corners. Liverpool still sits first in the standings on 14 points, but for me that is poor, not good enough. From their last game, they managed to win 3, draw 2. From their 6th game, they're in all 6 game played. They win 4, draw 2, lose 0. So they're still one of the team that has the only team. Let's see. They are the only team that haven't lost a match yet. But for Brentford though, a pretty good start to the season. Sits 9th in the table from their 6th game. They have won 2, draw 3, lose 1. Yeah, so 1 loss for Brentford. So that's pretty decent start. They sit at 9 points. So Brentford, Arsenal, Tottenham, sits on 9 points. So 3 teams on 9 points. And for this 3 London club, you know that Brentford is a London club? Brentford from the last 5 games, draw 3, win 1, lose 1. Saka got his chance, so I think Smith Rowe can get his too. I truly believe in him. Yeah, as I say, the opportunity is there, the chance is there to get the English call up. As I say, all of them relatively the same age group. So it's you just have to outperform a man and try and take film game. Because when I said all of them same age group, I meaning it's not like you can wait for that set of crop here, run out because you're younger than them. All of you guys is basically the same age group. So yeah, all them have to do is put in the work. All them have to do is put in the work, as I said. Saka get him chance. That was good. But this coach is the coach is lame, brother. Lame. You see you have man like Henderson. I'm not put Henderson on, but no way in hell Henderson not supposed to be playing in that England squad if he is a part of the squad. Hmm? Man have Henderson on bench. Take off Henderson when a penalty shootout and have a bag of pitney and kick penalty. Coach lame, brethren. Henderson, you don't give a penalty. So you want to tell me, say, not even experience value nothing. You put a man like Saka and Sancho and them man, they will just become a part of the English team, the England team, for kick penalty at Eda Henderson. Virgin, all when I'm not Henderson biggest fan, Virgin, that is madness. You bring on the man, then you take off but the man. That is just look like you don't even know what you're doing, man. Yeah, definitely the coach just look like him don't know what him doing. But as I said, disappointed with Liverpool, even though they still sit top of the standings. Not good enough for me. So for the next round of matches, week 7, we have a pretty tough match coming up. But Man United will be playing Everton, and that is no mean feat. Everton is flying at the moment. Everton having a good start to the season so far, with Benitez coaching them, a former Liverpool coach. That man not going to do them any favors, so Everton will be coming blazing for them. Chelsea up against Southampton. Southampton also doing a pretty decent job too. Not where they want to be in the table, but it's not that bad. It's not that doom and gloom. So Chelsea going up against Southampton. But the match against City, Chelsea was the home team at the bridge. They were so timid. Come on, Chelsea, man. You have to do better than that, man. You were so brave against Liverpool. What went wrong? When you were 10 man down, you were so brave against us. It's a joke, man. So Burnley going up against Norwich. That is week 7. That's next weekend. Wolves going up against Newcastle. Leeds going up against Watford. Arsenal will be playing Brighton, maybe the leader of the Premier League. If Brighton wins tomorrow, they will sit as top of the standings and will go into that game leading the table against Arsenal. So it's a good look. Arsenal coming up against Brighton. Then you have Tottenham against Aston Villa. So that is no walkover for Tottenham as well. That's a pretty tough game. Aston Villa starting the season pretty well. Brentford against West Ham. That is also another good game. So a lot of points to be played for. And it's early season yet. Crystal Palace against Leicester. Well, the fixtures in the English Premier League is not easy at all. Sometimes when you get a Leicester side, they're saying, yeah, but it's not. I don't know. The quality of the league is getting better and better. The teams are getting better and better. And the match of the round will be Liverpool against City. Top 4 clash again. This is a big game. This is a huge game. City go and show us what they're made of. They have a run of 3 games. City against Chelsea. That was over the weekend here. Then they have PSG in the Champions League in midweek. Then they have Liverpool on the weekend. So these three run a game. Top four prediction: Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal. Cool, no, man. When you say Arsenal is back, you think them can make the top four? Yeah, man, could reason upon that. Real talk. No, no joke thing. You think them can make the top four? Because, when I see now, mm, so you say Man U now make the cut? Jesus, please, that sounds interesting. Yeah, that Man U fans. Man say Man U I finished fifth. Arsenal I grab that fourth spot there. Well, Enyo Arteta deliver that in a virgin. Yeah. Nah, talk bad about him again. Enyo deliver that fourth spot there. Virgin. Listen, Arsenal going to this season spending that bag of money, brother. Where is my thing? Way over there. Arsenal spend a bag of money this season. 200 plus mil, brother. If Uno manage to finish seventh or even eighth again, not good enough. Not even six, brother. Not good enough. At least fifth. If you miss out on the top four, lowest yes. Because right now Leicester is struggling. Remember, the Leicester has made the fifth spot. Them won in the last two seasons. They are struggling. You want to tell me say Arsenal don't have a better squad than West Ham? Arsenal don't have a better squad than Aston Villa. You can finish in front of those teams. The least Arsenal have a better squad than Tottenham. The least Arsenal will finish this season is fifth. I mean, I hold you to that, because we're going to come back and talk about it, You say fourth. I mean, I say, if them finish even fifth, may I give them a congratulation. Big man thing. Anything less than fifth, poor, because you're not in the Champions League. So you have an advantage. You have an advantage. You don't play midweek. You're not in the Europa League. You're not playing Thursday, Saturday, or Thursday, Sunday. You're not in the Conference League. You're not playing Thursday, Sunday. So you have an advantage. More rest, players more fresher for the weekend games when side have midweek matches. So I don't want hear no excuses, brother. Me said the least you're supposed to finish at fifth. If you can fly past Manchester United and finish fourth, kudos to you. Big up to the Arsenal fans them for that. I'm going to start big up Arteta. Any achieve that. That should be his goal. He spent 200 million. That should be a goal. That fourth spot should be yours, really. That is the aim Arsenal should be having. You can't just out of the Champions League for so long, brother. Arsenal, man. Arsenal's like Barcelona. I'm extremely disappointed in you all, man. It's horrible. Barcelona just look like rubbish these days. It's not good enough, brethren. Two top caliber clubs, Arsenal and Manchester my apology, and Barcelona. And for me, both these clubs has been mismanaged. They didn't angle the transition well enough. Disappointed with how Barcelona look. Both these teams didn't angle the transition. And the team is paying dearly for it. So, Arsenal, if you guys feel you can take that fourth spot, boss, man, make him talk big, Yo, make sure you like the video, click the thumbs up button, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, Bridget. I'm one of the fans that hear what the general are saying, and the man I say, yo, CR7 can't save that the Arsenal man saying. So we are willing to this, The man said, fee inside I finish above Manchester United. a fifth them a finish. We are holding to it because when the season start boil down and get hot, I hope him can come talk with him chest big and defend him side. We are holding to it, we are make a note of it, Make sure you like the video, Virgin, and if you make sure you subscribe to, subscribe to the channel and put on your notification so when we are go live again, you can get the thing early. I say big up to everybody in that chat, but as I said, in general, edge out Manchester United for the fourth spot. Fifth them are finished. That the general say. And we are going to hold him to it. The fans, the man said, don't make the look at London Derby get to you, Because Tottenham are playing nothing. But at the end of the day, you have to play what in front of you. And if them don't want to play nothing, that's for them business. You do what you do your job, you get the 3 points. Yeah. But as I said, the next round of games is gonna be crazy. The fixtures look nice. City going up against Liverpool. That is also a decent game. Arsenal going up against Brighton. That is a decent game. Depending on what Brighton do tomorrow, Arsenal may be going up against the league leaders. West Ham going against Brentford. It's a good game. Tottenham against Aston Villa. Tottenham is struggling. And for me, what Nuno needs to do is to kind of copy what he did at Wolves. Nuno needs to play with a back 3-5. Yeah. 3-5-2. That's it. 3-5. 8-9-10. Yeah. 3-5-2. So you need to play with a back 3 because them defenders are not good enough, man. They're not good enough at. I don't know what happened to this Tottenham team, but that's what you see when a side is low on confidence. That's how you look horrible. When you're low on confidence, you just seems like you can't get the basic right. You can't make some look a simple 10-yard pass. And that's where Tottenham is right now. Low on confidence. Man like Dele Alli doing nothing, offering nothing. Playing midfield today and him going to stand up on the wing or forward, out of the game. Seems side struggling and didn't do anything. And as I said that, back to the Brentford game, as I said, team side struggling. For me, this Liverpool against Brentford, one of the reasons why I'm extremely disappointed. Disappointed in Klopp. For me, Klopp blundered in this game. What I don't like with Klopp, when his trusted lieutenants, them not doing well, tend to force them in the game same way. Try to play them in form same way. I don't like that. I think if you have persons on your bench that is doing well, give them the opportunity. I think in that Brentford game, Minamino should have gotten his chance. Minamino came out the Norwich game in the Carabao Cup, 2 beautiful goals. Show intelligence in those goals. It was a bit clever to find those goals. In this Brentford game, I think this game was a game for Minamino. Did you play him? Yeah, all right. Put up Curtis Jones, score a cracker, take him off. As him fair play, his name was up already before he kicked the ball, right? You see Curtis Jones take that shot. You had Firmino on the sideline. Firmino, you have to tell the man no bother. Go and have a seat. You can't take off after that brilliant shot. Firmino, go and have a seat. And I don't know why I'm rushing Firmino back when Firmino is coming from an injury. Disappointed in Klopp's decision today. Disappointed how Brentford targeted Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jurgen Klopp sit there for 90 minutes and did nothing. What he should have done when we got 3-2 when we take the lead. Take off Trent and Jota. Bring on Gomez to play right back. Maybe you could have gone with a back 3 too. Bring on Konate, a tall person at the back. Van Dijk was so out of it the second goal. He was right there and the guy just out-jumped him and Fabinho. Out-jumped them. They weren't hungry enough for me. They take Brentford for lightweight. Brentford wanted it more. And on the balance of play, they got a draw, and I said kudos to Brentford for earning that draw. Mohamed Salah could have put the game past them, could have let us go 4-2. If Mohamed Salah had scored that goal, they would have been deflated. It would have been 4-2. But since as in blunder and that, they see a chance. And the crowd was rocking. The crowd stadium was full. Their own game. So they just go for it. I'm so big up to Brentford for that. Dyer is not a centre back. I don't know why them keep using him there. For me, it's like Dyer could make the England midfield, so him just convert him in a centre back. At one point, he was playing for England around there until them replaced him. Not good enough. Dyer's not a defender, a centre back. The man is a midfielder. But as I said, Nuno inherited these players. What him have to do is come with him in philosophy from Wolves. Use a back three because these defenders not good enough to play two at the back. Use a back three. Use two wingers, into wing back, go up into midfield. Yeah. 3-5-2. Kane. I don't know. Dele Alli though. I don't know. Dele Alli, him don't want it. Him not showing it. To me, you can't come to a derby playing like this. Energy, there was no energy from them. They were flat. Man like Dele Alli lost. Kane wasn't in the mood. But may I say, with Klopp and Liverpool, them see Klopp sit there for 90 minutes, didn't make any adjustment, and for me, I'm disappointed. They were double teaming Trent, triple teaming Trent. What they do, they play a long balls. At most of the time, they bypass in the midfield. Long ball, but them don't just one big long ball, They play diagonal to the wing, play it over on the left side, then them square it to the back post. Pressure Trent. Trent crumble under the pressure in that Brentford game. He was exposed left, right, and center. Them just attack him. Play over to Robertson. Double team. Robertson have a poor game. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy, crazy game. Brentford, Liverpool. Disappointed because we should have capitalized. When your rival playing, you have to capitalize. You have to ensure you win your game because that's all you can do. Win your game and do your business. And then you see where the chip falls. Yeah, but Dyer is definitely not a defender. I don't know why Tottenham think he's a defender. And Nuno have to just try a back three, revamp the thing, see who is not really in it. Put, like man like Dele Alli, like him not in it. Make him come off the bench. Yeah. Son score, find back one, take like a shame out time I feel proud of that moment. As I said, Hurricane get an easy one. Blunder, fluffs his line because he's not in the mood, not up for it. Joking, man. So Champions League coming up in midweek. Liverpool against Porto. City against PSG. As I said, City has 3 run-off games. Chelsea, PSG, Liverpool. So after they come out of these 3 games, I'm going to see how strong City is, how good City is. Still too early to decide. The league is a marathon, so it's not like you have semi-final and final. So even though we get a point against this Brentford team, it may be balanced out in the wider scheme of things. Maybe balance out in the wider scheme of things because the league is a marathon and all these points that you accumulate, them pans out. So a draw is better than a loss. And for that, but outside of that, still disappointed. I feel this was a massive opportunity that we missed. Yeah. For real, from him drop out of England squad, him just not doing nothing. Yeah, man. From him get scrapped from the Englands, like him did have a breakdown. Cause this is it, we as fans will watch the game and we say, yeah, and we don't know what's going on in people's personal life. And as like Lingard did say, him did have a breakdown and all of that, and him have to regroup and come again. Because him did drop out of the England squad too. Dele Alli drop out of the England squad, and from him drop, see him come back. Not up here, and I don't know. He must struggle. He must struggle. And as I said, people have them personal life. We as fans, we can't say anything and we can't bash them because that's what we're here for. To criticize. We are the critics. We don't know what a man go through in his personal life. And him just might be having some issues, Dele Alli, that he need to resolve because he's a pretty good player. But him not look nowhere near himself. It's been a while since him look like himself, man. Him look horrible, him look poor. Basic, simple thing him struggling on. Can't manage to make a little simple yard pass. Him struggling all over the place. Him there on the wing all the time and him see same side as struggling at midfield. The coach start him as a midfielder, you know. The man literally gonna stand up wide like him and play wide forward. And him is a midfielder. Lucas Moura coming back in the midfield, helping out, driving forward. Yeah. Something wrong with Dele Alli. Something right with him, but best of luck to him. I hope him get him things sorted out. See if him can get back himself on track. Take a page out of Lingard book. Lingard was off track as well. Regroup, come again, he's back. Dele Alli have to dig deep and come because he's a quality player. But it's been a while since we see that quality in him. Yeah. So this week, as I said, this Premier League this season is crazy. Nobody is going to run away with it like last season, the season before. So once you stay within touching distance, though, you'll be fine. If you allow the gap to create wide, you'll be get left behind because this you don't have a lot of room for errors in this season. This is not like last season. Last season, only part team had a lot of problems. Yeah, Man City started poorly and rally in the second half of the season. They can't afford to do that. They know this Chelsea game was a big game. This Chelsea game was a must-win game for them, and them come out and them deliver. Yeah, them come out and them deliver. And for the balance of play, Andre, um, make we do a team of the weekend now. I don't know. Team of the weekend, what you think? Who was the top keeper this weekend? Mendy, although Chelsea lose, Mendy was excellent for them. Mendy had a good game. City could have made this game like 3-love, Mendy had a brilliant save, one against Grealish. I think it's twice him save against Grealish. Brilliant, Mendy. Big up to Mendy. The English Premier League doesn't have many African players, and for that one, say big up to Mendy. No love. African players doing his thing. I know it must have been tough for him, but big up to Mendy. He might go on with himself, he might do him thing. And as I said, there's not a lot of African players in this English Premier League as goalkeepers. So I think he's the only one. I don't know if there's any more African goalkeeper in the Premier League. I think he's the only one. So I have to say big up to Mendy, doing your thing, living your dream. Yeah, you were brilliant today for Chelsea. Bernardo Silva was brilliant for Manchester City today. Excellent. Man like Smith Rowe was brilliant for Arsenal. Odegaard was solid in midfield for Arsenal. Yeah, also Brentford keeper was excellent. Foil Jota and a number of KJ, and Jota should have scored about 2 to 3 goals. Come up trumps against Jota. Yeah. Jimenez, excellent this weekend as well. Finding the back of the net. First goal from he got his skull fractured. Show a bit of composure. That's one of the things that a lot of ballers struggle with, composure when they're in the box. He was so composed. Think about 2 defenders around him. Yeah, and he was so composed. I don't know, it's like some of the players them don't realize that when you have the possession, you dictate the pace. Someone just wild up themselves at times. Jimenez was so composed, ensuring that Wolves get that victory. Big up to Jimenez. Yeah. Wolves have a pretty decent game. Arsenal keeper, what's his name again? He had a good game too. Didn't get much to do, but when he was called upon, come up chums. Yeah. Um, as I said, for Chelsea, Mendy was the man for Chelsea. Liverpool, I don't know, man. Not good enough for me. And as I said, Liverpool, some people talking about Thiago. See, this game proves to me that Thiago, Klopp know why he bought Thiago. Sadly, he was injured. Keita was injured. Seems like we're racking up a couple of injuries now, and that's not good. I don't want to fall back into that. Yeah, we don't want to fall back into that. Racking up a bit of injury. Thiago, though, this game would have best suited for Thiago to slow it down. Slow down the game. The game was frantic against Brentford. It was weird. It was just like end to end, straight to the 90 minutes. End to end. Even when they had found the equalizer, we got a last ditch challenge, a last ditch chance, and the keeper managed to come up trumps. I said this game was a weird game, man. Weird game. We try really hard. Brentford deserved them draw on the balance of play, but I still say this was a missed opportunity on Liverpool part. Arsenal did well, painted North London red, smashing Tottenham 3-1. Chelsea, Champ City, give them a wake up call, make them know what time it is. So it's a good look. Premier League is always exciting. Yeah. I just want to say big up to Andre for checking in. Big up to all my subscribers and viewers. Just like the video. Leave a comment, guys. And you don't know. Thanks for checking in. If you're here for the first time, subscribe to the channel. Guys, don't just watch, share the video. And you don't know. It's your girl Jamams. And I'm using a umpy scumpy thing. I'm out.